Good morning, everyone. This welcome to Morning Coffee with Minister Toya, and I am so glad to be back. I'm so glad to see you all after the new year. Oh my God, we have so much to catch up on. I got my coffee here. I'm about to put my cream in my coffee, and I just wanted to let you guys know Happy New Year and welcome to 2021. I hope that 2021 is better for you than 2020 was, um, than 2020 ever could be. Uh, there we go. Yes. I want to do a little recap of 2020. Where is my top? Want to do a little recap of 2020. So 2020 was like, what can I say, the worst year ever? Can I say that out loud? I love McDonald's coffee so much. Okay, so 2020, we started off 2020 in January with Kobe Bryant and the loss of his daughter. First of all, I just want to say good morning to everyone and let you know that I love you all. I'm so glad that we all made it to 2021. And I want to send my condolences out to anyone who lost a loved one in 2020 due to the COVID or police brutality or just natural causes or whatever. For whatever reason you may have lost a loved one, I want to say that I send my condolences out and I thank you for tuning in this morning. This 2020 was, how can I put it? It was a year that was just so sad. And, starting off with Kobe Bryant and his daughter, losing them in the airplane crash. And for some reason, I knew when that happened that 2020 was going to be a very long and slow and sad year for us. I want to send my condolences out to his family and I hope that things are somewhat getting back to normal for his wife and his other children, although they'll never be normal for Kobe Bryant and his family. And I know that. After Kobe Bryant, we had COVID. COVID-19 has been the worst thing ever, right? We were put on quarantine. We were put in, made to stay in the house. We had National Guards come into our where we lived and make sure that we stayed in. And during that, we had the loss of George Floyd. George Floyd's murder rang out around the world because of the intent, because of how it happened, and because of the fact that this police officer, in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of people losing their lives because of this pandemic, because of the coronavirus, this police officer deemed it necessary to take the life of this man with such malice, with such hatred. You saw the hatred in this man's eyes as he put his knee, and the irony of putting his knee in this man's neck after the football player, what was his name? You guys know who I'm talking about. After the football player was taking a knee against police brutality, the hatred that this man had for Black lives, he used his knee, the same knee that this football player used to show solidarity with Black people and as far as Black lives, to put in our George Floyd's neck to murder him. He murdered him. And guess where he is? He is out and he's walking around and he is living his life. And I doubt, let's just be real, I doubt that even though he's going to have a trial, even though he's going to be prosecuted, he's been brought up on charges and he's going to have a trial, I doubt that we get justice at the end of the day, because when have we ever gotten justice? But guess what? We cannot stop the fight. We cannot give up. We have to show up at at the courthouse. We have to show up and we have to demand that this man is convicted of murder in the first degree, intentional murder, okay? That rang hurt to millions and millions of people around the world. And not only were we hurt because of George Floyd, we were hurting because we were losing loved ones in the coronavirus, due to the coronavirus, that could have been that may have been able to have been stopped had we had a government administration that had paid attention to what was going on. This was 2020. So we still are fighting police brutality. We still are fighting against coronavirus. We have reached the second phase, the second wave of the coronavirus. And I urge you all to stay safe. I urge you all to wear your mask, have your hand sanitizer, and all of that, because this is not over. The fight is not over as far as the coronavirus is concerned. The fight is not over as far as police brutality is concerned. And I made a post yesterday. Let me clear this up. I made a post yesterday, and I might have been a little insensitive, and I didn't realize that on the day that I made the post, that there was a young man they were having a rally for a young man who had been murdered, who happened to be an African immigrant. And for that, I apologize. I did not mean to hurt anyone in my comments. I was actually responding to a comment from another feed, and I did it on Facebook rather than go into that other feed and respond, which I probably should have went there and responded to the comment. So for that, I truly apologize. I love everyone, and it is not my intent ever to make anyone feel uncomfortable. I do believe that our plights are different, but as far as police brutality is concerned, we all suffer the same plight, and we all have to fight against racism because of the color of our skin. And it's for that I truly apologize. I want to talk about this morning the fact that it took so long for the government to come to a consensus to give us a stimulus package that would benefit us. And $600 is not going to cut it. I want to let anyone who can hear me in Congress know that $600 does not cut it. We have people who are being evicted from their homes. The moratorium on rent has been lifted in several states. People are being evicted as we speak. People are losing their homes, their cars. They are losing their jobs still. And we have yet to have come up with a stimulus package that will help the American people, that will help the American people to live and to survive one day at a time. And for that, I am truly angry. I am angry because we are not a monolithic people. Everyone is not living the same way. We are people who are hurting. We are people who are starving. There are food banks that are running out of food. There are places that are turning people away from homeless shelters. And we are still being the wealthiest country in America. Come on, somebody. Being the wealthiest country in the world. Why is it that we have so many people who are sleeping in tents, so many people who are sleeping on the street, so many people who are hungry, so many people are in lack? And while our politicians are not suffering, they're not being in lack. They look good on television, but the American people who put you there are suffering. And it's time that you face the reality that people need help. People need the help that you can offer them. We are the wealthiest country in the world. Why is it that we are still suffering as a collective people? I don't know your thoughts on that today. I don't know how you feel about the $600. Again, someone chime in and let me know. Are you grateful for the $600? Do you feel like they could have did more? Do you feel like there was the $600 that they're giving out, and they're giving out sparingly, could have been more for the American people? Or are you okay with that? Are you just grateful that they thought about us and they gave us $600? I'm not content with that. My rent is $1,200. And I thank God that he has provided. He has provided for me and my family, and that all of my family has been able to survive through the coronavirus. But everyone is not that fortunate. Everyone has not been that fortunate. And I want to see more. I want to see the American government doing more at this time for my people. If I did not welcome you this morning to Morning Coffee, I want to say welcome. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that we're together. I haven't seen you guys in a week. Oh my God. Like a lot has happened in a week, right? I have been traveling. I went to go see my children and I still continue to do my show, but I was going to see my sons and I was flying a couple of times when I should have been on the air. So for that, I apologize. Please forgive me. I'm just so happy to be back home. Oh my God. Like I was so ready to come home. I don't know what to do. With all my respect to you, some people really don't want to be helped. I try, even open my house to people, but some of them don't want to be. And that's true. That's true. Some people don't want a handout. They don't want to be helped. They feel there are a lot of proud people in this country, and we made that where we have a bunch of proud people who don't want to take a handout, don't feel like they're taking a handout. They want to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. But let me tell all you proud people out there something. You can't pull yourself up by something you don't have. If you don't have boots, then you can't pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Okay, there's something to be said about generosity and people who want to actually help when you're in need, right? Because God has placed those people there for a reason. He didn't place them there so that they can look down on you, but so that they can help you. Don't be too proud where you can't accept generosity from your fellow American, from your neighbor, from your cousin, from your friend, from your family, right? Don't be too proud where you can't do that, because people are here to help. And I say to you, sis, don't stop helping. Don't stop offering. Don't stop. Keep offering, because at the end of the day, for me in my relationship with God, I know that at the end of the day, He's not going to say, Toya, well, why didn't you help? And I can't say, well, why? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm on the air. I'm live. He's not going to say, Toya, why didn't you help? I wish I could. You know what I did in Chicago? And you say, I wish I could find a way to help. I went, okay, there's a place called Wacker Drive. So in Chicago, they sleep under Wacker Drive. And so what I did was, it was really cold, right? I went to Dunkin' Donuts and I bought like 30 cups of coffee. And I put them all in the back of my car. But before I did that, the day before I did that, I went to the Goodwill and I bought like blankets. I bought sweaters, I bought hats, I bought gloves, because at Goodwill, things are $2 or $3. I don't have a lot of money, but what I did have, and what my son blessed me with for Christmas, he's gonna be mad at me. But what he blessed me with for Christmas, I took it and I shared it with people who were living under the bridge. So I took it and I bought sweaters and hats and gloves and things of that nature. And I gave them out to people who lived under Wacker Drive, and I gave them coffee. And I, not to make myself feel good, and I didn't film it. I didn't go live. I just did it because I know how it feels to be homeless. When you know how it feels to be homeless, you want to help those who are not as fortunate as you. When you know how it feels to go from place to place. I've been fortunate that where I never had to live on the street, but I have been homeless. Anytime you don't have your name on a lease and somebody can put you out, you are homeless, right? So, and I know how it feels to be homeless with my child, and have my son. We lived in a hotel for 6 months that I had to pay for, and being homeless is expensive. It's more expensive than being stable. And, me being disabled and being homeless was tough. So I know how it feels to be homeless. So I am here to help those people who don't have housing, who don't have anywhere to go, any way that I can. I promise you, I don't have a lot of money. I am on a budget, but whatever I can do, I'm here to do it. And I say, sis, continue to do what you can do. Don't stop. Let's not stop. We don't care how much people say they don't want to help. Let's not stop. Let's take this time, this opportunity to continue to do the good work that God has called you to do, or whomever your higher power has called you to do. Even if you don't have a higher power, you just have a really good conscience and you want to be a good person. whatever that is, continue to do the work, because guess what? At the end of the day, it's not about the people who tell you they don't want your help. It's not about the people that you help. It's about the fact that you had it in you to go out and help somebody else. And that is by all means a miracle all in itself. And I applaud you for doing the work. I applaud you for getting out there and making sure that you did your part. And I encourage everyone else to get out and make sure you're doing your part. I can't see without my glasses, but I want to take my glasses off today. I encourage everyone to do the work and continue to fight the good fight. I want to talk about this new year and what you expect in this new year. I personally expect the coronavirus to go away. I don't know who's with me. Who wants to see the coronavirus? I cannot see myself. Let me put my glasses back on. Who wants to see the coronavirus go away? I want to see the coronavirus go away. And I'm hoping with this new administration that there is something that can be done, that they can do, or the experts that they hire that can eliminate this coronavirus. But I am not a fan of taking the vaccine. I don't trust the medical community that much, and that's just for me, to give me a vaccine that's going to, they say it's going to cure me. With all that has happened in the Black community, in the minority community, in the Native American community, they have tried to kill us over and over again. And I'm not saying don't take the vaccine. If you feel comfortable taking the vaccine or letting your children take the vaccine, we've all had immunizations. We've had smallpox immunizations. We've had chickenpox immunizations as a child. We've had the whooping cough immunization. All of those immunizations that we had to have to go to school. And thank God we're still here, right? We're still here to tell about the immunizations that we had. Hey, Miss Dora, how are you this morning? I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I want to tell you that. Happy New Year, sis. We've all lived through those immunizations, but I just don't trust the fact that they are going to give us something that's going to cure us. I believe in my heart that they want to hurt us. Let's see. What did you say? You said you will not take it. That's where I am. That's where I am. And I want to say your name, but I don't want to mispronounce it. Ignatia. And if that's wrong, say that's wrong. But just and so I don't want to take it. I don't want my children to take it. I don't want them to something to happen where they can't reproduce or something. Where they're causing us where they're causing us to be sterile at the end of the day. What comes to mind is the when they gave the blankets to the Native Americans and caused them to have smallpox. What comes to mind is the Tuskegee experiment. What comes to mind is Planned Parenthood and the sterilization projects. And Fannie Lou Hamer. All of those things come to mind for me when I think about. You never took a flu shot? I have taken a flu shot, but I have not taken one this year because I don't know, Miss Dora. I don't know what they putting in these flu shots. I'm just really not. I'm not confident in the medical community right now. I won't even go see my doctor in person. We have Zoom meetings. My doctor says, Toya, you have to come in. You need to do this. You need to listen. Let's talk about this over Zoom. And if I pass out while we're talking, then you can send an ambulance. But I am not coming in there. I don't even want to go to the clinic. That's how bad this is. Like, I'm not. I feel like once you go in, you never come out. A lot of times back in the day when women would go to the hospital, my great grandmother, for instance, she went to the hospital and she was never, ever right after that. And so I am not in this day and age with all that's going on with the racism, with the medical community. I am just not I'm not confident in what they may do to us. I want to see what's going to happen to other people who take this vaccine, and I want to see how they survive or if they survive, right? So, but I am confident in the fact that no matter what, the God I serve will get me through anything, right? So I am going to keep the faith, and I'm going to keep doing believing that he's going to get me through, and I'm going to come up still negative in my corona test. I only tested one time, right? And that was because I accidentally went to the doctor and they made me test. I was so fearful that they were going to say I had corona and keep me and make me go to the hospital because I have an underlying illness, but they didn't, and I didn't. So, and I'm not going back to be tested. So let's just hope I don't have it. I have made it up in my mind. I'm not going to trust them at all until they show me that they can be trusted. I love that's how you guys love McDonald's coffee. I got a whole coffee maker, but I will order coffee from McDonald's every day. Man, so much has happened since the last time I saw you guys. We had a whole new year, and I have made some New Year's resolutions, right? I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I just want to be more in tune with the God of my understanding and do more of the work that he's called me to do. What are some of the New Year's resolutions that you guys have made? What is something that you have wanted to do that you feel that in 2021, that this is what I'm going to do this year? I'm going to make a change, and this is where I'm going to make the change at. And nothing's going to stop you, right? Nothing's whether it be in your family or in your job or even in your social justice work. What is it that some of the things that people are saying? Hello, how are you? Hey, creative and unique. Hello, Mr. Present Plus. Happy New Year's to you too. We were just sitting here talking about New Year's resolutions, and I was just wondering, what are some of the resolutions? What are some of the resolutions that people are making in 2000? Or do people still make New Year's resolutions? I gotta be honest with you. My New Year's resolutions last until February the 1st. I am good until February the 1st. I am dieting until February the 1st. And I think I already blew my diet because I put a ton of sugar in here. But I never, ever see past February the 1st. And I want to do something different this year. I want to go to higher heights in deeper depth in my God, right? And that's just for me. Oh, yes. Hey, Ron, how are you? God is so good. God is so amazing that he allowed us to be here together and wake up today, and we are still in the land of the living. And I think that he's going to do great things in 2021. I think that in this year, 21, 7 times 3 is 21, right? So I'm thinking 7 is the number of completion. 3 is the Son, the Father, and the Holy Ghost, right? So that's the Trinity. So I'm thinking in 2021 that because of the numbers, because of 21, the number 21, that things are going to be better, things are going to be greater, and we are going to overcome all of the things that we did not overcome in last year. We're going to see greater heights and reach higher heights here in 2021 than we ever have in our whole entire lives. I'm decreeing and declaring it right now. I'm believing God for it. And you believe whatever God or whatever it is that you believe in for greatness in this year. But I want us to stay positive. No matter what we see or how it looks, we have got to keep the faith. We've got to know that there's going to be something better coming for us than it was in our ladder, something better than it was in 2021. 2020. 2020 was crappy. I'm not even gonna lie with you. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. And something fell. Oh, okay. You know, that was some cups. But I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it this morning. 2020 was a terrible year, and we had loss, and we had sickness, and we had hurt, and we had pain, and we had misery. But guess what? Even though we had all of that, God still made a way. He still made a way. And I know that some people don't believe in God. And I don't push my God on anybody. So when I talk about God, I'm talking about God for me. Right? This is not my ministry show. So if you tune into my ministry show, it's going to be God for us. But this is my morning coffee show. But I believe that things are going to be better. You are right about that. I feel the same. Thank you. Thank you, sis. Thank you. We got to keep the faith. We have got to keep the faith because things are going to happen. Let's talk about some of the things that are happening right now. So on the 20th of this month, Joe Biden is going to be inaugurated into the Oval Office, into the presidency, right? He and Miss Harris. I can't even pronounce her name because, but they're going to be inaugurated this year on the 20th. And guess what? We're going to be in Washington, D.C., myself and some other organizations. We're going to be Black Lives Matter, Minnesota, Green Party of the United States, Green Party, Minnesota, Black Caucus of Minnesota. We're going to be in ADOS DMV, Black Pack. All of us are going to be in California. I mean, not California, in Washington, D.C. And we're going to be demanding reparations on a 2-day period. We're going to do it on day one. We're going to call for reparations for American descendants of slavery. And we're going to make our call against police brutality, because Breonna Taylor's mom wrote a letter, an open letter in the Washington Post, and she told Biden not to forget his promise to her. Not to forget that he promised to fight. He promised changes in police reform and against police brutality. So we're going to demand that he steps up and he meets that challenge. He meets that promise and says no, and changes the way police officers operate in the United States of America towards African Americans. He said African Americans have always been there for him, and now he's going to be there for us. We're going to hold him accountable to that. We're going to hold him accountable to his promise and tell him we are not going anywhere. You're not just going to easily walk into this office and think that it's okay and not be held accountable to the promises that you have made to the people, to African Americans, to Black people in the United States of America. And when I say Black people, I mean all Black people. You've made a promise. So now if you're, and technically if you're an American citizen and you're Black, you're African American. You made a promise. So guess what? Now it's time for us to hold you accountable, Mr. Biden, President-elect Biden, to your promises. You will do something about police brutality. You will fight for reparations for American descendants of chattel slavery. It's just that simple. It's that simple. Too many people are dying. Too many of my Black brothers, my Native American brothers, my Hispanic brothers and sisters are dying at the face of police officers, and they're doing it and they're getting away with it, and it's just not okay. I'm going to tell you it's not okay. President Biden, we will be there, and we will be demanding that you keep your word. We have never held, as a people, held a president-elect or a president accountable for the things that he has promised us to do. But this time, we're going to hold you accountable, and we're going to fight to make sure that all people, this land is your land, this land is my land, and you said, and all men are created equal. So if all men are created equal, then we want to be treated equally here in the United States, the land of the free and the home of the brave. So many people come here from other states, from other countries, hoping that for a better life. So many people come here hoping for a better tomorrow. And when they get here, they find out that the tomorrow is the same as it was where they came from. No longer is that acceptable. It's not acceptable for you to say that you are the land of the free and the home of the brave, and continue to treat Black lives as if they don't matter. Continue to treat Native lives as if they don't matter. I said oh my God. But I feel a kinship with my Native American brothers and sisters, because we suffer a lot of the same injustices here in America. We are looked upon very similarly here in America. So we will be fighting. We will stand up for justice. Hey, Creator, you said your unity resolution is God continue to order your steps. I'm praying that January 20th, 21 rally is successful. Wish I could be there. I wish you could be there too. And tell me what prevents you from being there, because we might can make it happen. Inbox me. We're getting donations and people are helping us. And we're trying to get as many people there as possible. But if you can't be there, we would love for you to help organize and help us get more people there to stand up for the cause, to hold Biden accountable for the things that he has promised, and make sure that we all can live in a land that's free of police torment, police brutality, that Black people can receive reparations, so that this is a land that people want to come to, and they know that they're safe and they're loved by their fellow Americans. I would love to see. My prayer for 2021 is that racism would go away. How realistic is that? No, but I serve a God of impossibilities, right? I serve a God that can do anything but fail. And if we all got together and we asked, I believe that if we prayed and we asked, James called out, I will. I believe that if we get together and we pray and we ask diligently, if we just got on our face and we prayed, and to whoever you pray to, and we ask our higher power to bring forth change, the change will come. It's about our faith. And whatever religion that you serve, it's about faith. I know that all religions require you to have faith. So I believe that if we have faith that things could change, I would love to see racism go away. I would love to see Martin Luther King's speech be a reality, that we're not judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. And that one day my Black son and your Black son and your white son could stand hand in hand and saying, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last. Because as long as we are in bondage, the hatred that people have towards us keeps them in bondage. If you are full of hate, that keeps you in bondage. Oh my God, it is so hot in here. I got the sweater on and I'm in the house. That's what it is. But yes, so I would like to see things change. I want to see the hatred that people have based on the color of our skin. I want to see it go away. And I would love to see us loving on one another. One day, one day I would love to see peace in this land before I die. And that would be wonderful for me. Even if we don't get all of our demands, if just that one, if we could love on each other, just that one thing would make me happy before I leave this earth. There are so many things happening in this world right now that, are hurting, that people are hurting from, especially financially. People are dying. People are dying. People are dying. People are dying. And not only from the coronavirus, they're dying because they're depressed. Suicide has gone up during the coronavirus. Suicide is at an all-time high. And let me say this, if you have a loved one, I don't care how strong they appear to be. I am one of the strongest women that I know, right? I know some strong women, but I have had my moments in this coronavirus. I've had my moments in this coronavirus where I have wanted to give up. And if it had not been for my children, if it had not been for the people that I fight for, if it had not been for the things that God has called me to do, then I may have given up. I might have said, yes, it will happen again. I believe that too. Ignatia, I hope I'm saying that right. I don't want to brutalize anyone's name, but yes. So I don't care how strong they appear. Whether it's the strongest person you know or the weakest person you know, check on your loved ones. Make sure that they're doing okay. Make sure that they are mentally, emotionally, and spiritually okay, because depression has no, it has no, it doesn't care who you are, right? It has no, no, what's that word? I'm looking for a word. It doesn't care. It doesn't care if you're rich. It doesn't care if you're poor. It doesn't care if you're fat. It doesn't care if you're skinny. It doesn't care if you're pretty. It doesn't care if you're not so pretty. It doesn't care who you are. If you can be the most popular person in the world, but depression does not care. And your depression will get a hold of your mind and tell you that things are never going to get better. The enemy is out to kill, steal, and destroy, right? He is a thief, and he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So when depression comes, it tells you all kinds of things. It tells you that you're worthless and things are never going to get better, and look at what's going on around you, and no one cares about you, no one called to check on you, and all kinds of things. So I want you to make it your business today. Call somebody that you haven't called, that you don't think needs to call, and tell them that you love them. Tell them that you're thinking about them, and tell them that 2021 has great things in store for them, and believe with them. right? Let them know that they are not alone, because we have lost a bunch of people, not only to the virus, but to the depression that surrounds the virus. So I just wanted to put that out there, and let you guys know that this is real. This is real. I've had my moments, and so if I can have a moment, and I'm a God fearing, God believing, faith talking, faith walking woman, but I have also had the moments where my faith has been challenged, and my mind has told me it's not worth it. It's not worth it. People keep dying. People keep getting murdered. People, this coronavirus thing is never going to happen. My children are far away from me. One lives in Chicago, one lives in California. I'm here by myself. My mind has said, what are you doing this for? Stuff is never going to change. But then I have just a little bit of hope. God said, if you had a mustard seed of hope, of faith, that you can hold on just a little while longer. And if I did not have that faith, I don't know where I would be. I want them to be loved and respect and care for the same. They ask to have the same rights. I gotta go back. You said my family is the most beautiful, colorful, and I have 10 grandkids, 6 Mexican, 3 Italian, and 1. Oh, you have a beautiful, colorful family, right? That is wonderful, and you want them all to be loved and cared for the same and have the same rights. Here in America, we base everything so much on color and race, and not by what's on the inside. But I want to see that change. So if you pray and I pray, and we believe and you believe and I believe, that our children, our children's children, our children's children can have a better tomorrow. And I believe that. That's why I fight this fight. That's why I am an activist. That's why I'm a community organizer, because I believe I do it for my kids. I do it for my kids' kids and my kids' kids. I might not see change in my lifetime. Let me say that. I hope that we do. I hope that something happens where we are seeing change in our lifetime. I may not see it in my lifetime, but doggone it, I hope and I pray that in my children's lifetime that there is a change that's going to come. I hope that my children are able to see change in their lifetime, in their children's lifetime. Today, we are facing some of the hardest times we've ever faced. But guess what? We are strong. We are strong, beautiful people. America is a strong country. We are the most powerful country in the world. And it's not the name of our country that makes us powerful. It's the people who live in this country who make it powerful. It's black people, it's white people, it's natives, it's Hispanics. It's all of the people in this country who make up this country, who make this country strong. It's not just because our name is America. It's because we are a fighting people. You had to fight to get here. Let me tell you, if you immigrated, if you came to this country and you are an immigrant, you had to fight to get here. If you were a slave, you had to fight to live to be here. If you were born here and you lived through the Great Depression, you had to fight to stay here. So it's been a fight since we got here. I don't care how you look. I don't care where you come from. You have had to fight. And I'm going to tell you people never to give up that fight. I don't care where you come from, how you did it, but don't give up, because God is telling us in this moment that he is still here. He's still making a way. He's still letting us know that we have a fight in us. Don't give up. Don't give up. I don't care where you come from. Don't give up the fight that got you here, the fight that keeps you here. Don't let it go, because we are seeing perilous times today. All right? Because those times only make us stronger. It is the challenging times that build character and make us stronger. Whew, God, this show is so much harder to do without a program. Because I have to create. Oh my God, I lost my lighting. There we go. I'm sorry about that. I want it to be loved and respected. Let's see. Yes. So I wanted to come on and let everybody know that even though we suffered in 2020, that 2021 it's going to be better for us. It's going to be better. I believe that, and I believe that we are going to do amazing things. I want to say anybody who can come out on the 20th and come to DC and who can stand with us on the 20th and 21st, that I encourage you to come out. It's going to be a monumental event. It's bring your children. People are saying, well, the Proud Boys might show up. I'm covered in the blood. I am not worried about the Proud Boys. I fight when I go out to protest. They're always there. Lately, they like to show up at our protests and cause drama, but I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I don't fear anybody but God, and that's just for me. But you have to have a certain type of call on your life to be able to do the work that we do, because if you don't, then there will be that sense of fear, and that sense of fear will overtake you, and it will cause you to maybe get hurt. So I don't want you to come if you're going to be, if you don't feel that God is, that's where God is leading you, or your higher power is leading you. But if you don't come, join us in organizing. Organizing is wonderful. It'll help us get people out to the event, help us to build this event, and help us donate to BLM Minnesota. Black Lives Matter Minnesota. Please donate, because we need all of the donations that we can get to get people out to the event. Donate to the Green Party Black Caucus. They are also helping us donate to DMV, ADOS DMV. Donate, because we need all of the help we can get to get our people, get the people who would like to come, who can afford to come down to Washington, so that they can be a part of this monumental event. I am so excited about what's happening, what's about to take place, and the change that's going to come in 2021. We have got to stand up for our rights. We have got to stand up against police brutality. We are no longer going to accept them just murdering our people, murdering people in the street and thinking it's okay. It's not okay. I don't care what has happened in the past. Today is a new day, and it's a new movement. It's a new group of people. It's a new, this is not your grandmother's movement. It's a change has got to come, and we're going to continue to fight for change here in America against police brutality, and we're going to hold Biden accountable for that. I want to share with you guys a little bit about how 2021 is shaping up for me right now. I am back home, and I'm really comfortable at home. I'm back home, and I am going to start doing a Bible study on Thursday with my ministry. So we're going to do Bible study. I'm going to do a class, and we're going to talk about the women of the Bible. And I'm really excited about my relationship and growing in my relationship with God. I am not perfect by any means. Let me say that. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be. I make mistakes. I say stuff out of order sometimes, and it's not to intentionally hurt people, but I say stuff. Sometimes I say stuff as I think it, and I don't think it through. But I want you to know that I never try to hurt anyone. I never try to do anything out of malice or intentionally hurt anyone. So I just want people to know that I'm going to say what I feel, and I'm going to say what I think, and I think that's why you're either going to love me or you're going to hate me, right, for it. But I'm going to always tell you my truth. And if I'm wrong, I can take correction. I can hear when people say, well, Toya, that might have been insensitive, or that might have been wrong. And I'm okay with that. And I'm okay to say and to apologize when I need to apologize. I have a little friend. Her name is Samaya. I love Samaya. And Samaya, if you see this, I want to apologize to Samaya personally, because I love that little girl. And I may have said some things yesterday that may have hurt her feelings, but she's one of my favorite young people in the whole world, outside of my kids. And so as far as this movement goes, she's one of my favorite young people. And I truly would do anything for her. Right. And when I say things, I don't always think of the people that I may hurt, but I never want to hurt her. So I need to say that. And so if she sees this, I want her to know that I apologize, and I will call you when I get an opportunity to call you personally, but I love you. And if I said something that hurt, and that's what, when I hurt people that I love, that's what hurt. That's when I feel something that I may have said. So I wanted to take that moment and let her know that she is very important to me, and her feelings and her thoughts and the things that she believes in are very important to me. Um, see what else? What else did I want to share? We talked about this $600. I'm not okay with that. And a lot of people are not even getting the $600 that they were promised for their dependents. A lot of people are just getting straight up $600. I don't know what the government thought. Oh, shoot. Did you guys see that? The top is not on my coffee. Oh my God. Oh, I just wasted coffee on my nice, really nice sweater. But the $600 that they are giving us is not worth, it wasn't worth the fight that they had. I love your heart, love your wisdom in the fight. We are not perfect human beings, but striving. Thank you, Monica. I love you too. And you're one, and I like, truth be told, like I was telling Daryl, you're one of the reasons that I wanted to join the Black Caucus of the Green Party Black Caucus, because I heard you on a call. I was listening on a call, and I said, "Who is she?" I asked Trey. I said, "Who is she? She Black for real. I love her." Like, and she's not afraid to speak her mind. And you were one of the reasons why I joined the Black. I decided that I was going to finally join the Black Caucus, because I had been listening to the calls for a long time, and I think I may have said something on one or two of the calls on his off of his Zoom, but you were one of the main reasons I decided to join, and I'm so glad that you are there, fighting for the lives of all Black people. And I love your heart. Like, you like really care about us. And, sometimes you can see when people say it, but you don't feel it. But what comes from the heart reaches the heart. And I thank God for you. I want us to all be able to live a life that's pleasing to that. I want us to all be able to be comfortable in our lives. I ran for office and for Congress because in my district it's the fifth worst place for Black people to live in the world, in America. Fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth worst place for people to live. I live in the fifth district. It's the fifth worst place for people to live in America, right? So I wanted to see that change. I wanted to see us have clean drinking water, have streets that wouldn't tear up our cars. I wanted to see us have housing that would be available to us all. And I think housing is a health issue. I think that if you're not stable in your housing, that causes health issues. So, and I wanted to see us doing better as a people, as a community, as a district. I wanted to make sure that somebody was putting us first. And right now that's not happening. We have to be able to hold the people we put into office accountable. And that's why we're going out here on the 20th of January. We're going to hold these people accountable. And I want all of your support, all of your prayers, all of your love, and to show us I'm hanging with you and Trey. God is working through it. He is. And let's talk about Trey for a minute. That's like one of the hardest working men in social justice. He just works really hard, and I appreciate his hustle. And when I say that, I appreciate how he wants to help everybody, how he will stop in his day, no matter what he's doing. If something happens and somebody needs him, he's going to go and be there for them, no matter what he has going on personally. No, and being him being my mentor, him being my friend, I know a lot of the personal stuff that goes on in his life that he really, and a normal person would say, I got this going on over here, I can't really take care of that. But he's not normal. So if someone calls and they need his help, he's going to stop what he's doing and he's going to go and help. And I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate his willingness to work and his willingness to help our people, and big ups to him and the things that he is doing through the Green Party and the Black Caucus and the Reparations Working Group and BLM. I think he has really been an inspiration in my life, and I really want to thank him for being for instilling in me the things and the values that he has been trying to do over the last few years. I think that we all have to get to a point where we say that we are going to stand. We're not going to fall for anything. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And it's time out for us to fall for anything. Fall for the simplicity, the simple things that politicians give us. They want us to just accept what they give us and tell us it's okay. Do you know that the president-elect said that he was not, that he flat out said that if we didn't vote for him, that we weren't black? That was an insult. I just want to let y'all know, I don't know if you know this or not, but he insulted us, and we still voted for him at a rate of 90%. Black people put him in office, and that's all black people. That's Native black people. That is foundation of Black Americans. That's black immigrants. We all put him in office at a rate of 90%. And he said that if we did not vote for him, we weren't black. So I guess we as black as we can get right now. And because we are black, we're going to go and we're going to demand that he make some fundamental changes to this country and this day and this administration. Or guess what? In 2024, in 2025, when he runs again, there will not be a possibility of him or his vice president getting back into office. Is it 2025 or 2024? One of them years, 2024, he won't be our president anymore. If he does not live up to the promises that he made, we can vote him out. We're not going to fall for the okie doke no more. We're not going to let the Democrats scare us into putting people into office. It's not going to, that are not for us. He's going to either do what he said he's going to do, or he's going to be out of there. We're going to take our chances with the next administration. We ran scared, y'all. We said, well, we're going to lose our democracy if we keep, 45 in office. But guess what? Guess what, black people? We never had them. This is a dictatorship as far as we're concerned. We don't have the same rights as everyone else. That when we go to trial, we don't get judged by a jury of our peers. It's a bunch of white suburbians that we've never seen before. That's not a jury of your peers if you're living in urban society. That's not a jury of our peers. We are our words are held against us, but if they don't read us our Miranda rights, we don't get off. That's some TV stuff. We don't have the same, our First Amendment rights. We had a group of people protesting on the highway, which is their First Amendment right to protest, and they got arrested. Our First Amendment rights are violated all the time. We live under a dictatorship now. How is it that you feel that how did people feel that by leaving Trump or taking a chance or standing our ground that we were going to lose anything? We ain't never had nothing. So it's time for us to say we're gonna stand for something or fall for anything. Stop doing that. Stop allowing the Democrats to tell you that it's okay to be scared. Stop letting them scare you into voting the people in when they don't care about you. But guess what? Now that we voted them in, and now that they're going into office, we are going to let them know that it is time for them to live up to their promises and do what they said they were going to do for black people and minorities and in this country in general. Because we need a change. We need a change. We need a change. And if we don't demand change as a people, as one United States, as one people, then we'll never see change. If we continue to stand divided, a house divided falls. A house, hear me? I don't think y'all hear me. Talk to me. A house divided falls. And that means that if we are not standing for one cause against a administration or government that's out to get us, and I don't care how you look. It doesn't matter how you look, what color you are, they are not for you. If you're not part of the 1%, they do not care about you. So if we're standing divided as they continue to divide us, we will never succeed in anything. A house divided cannot stand. I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to leave you with that. Continue to allow them to divide us, and we will continue to fall in great numbers. I love you all. I want us to stand as one America, one people, united for the greater good of this country, so that all men are truly created equal. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.